Every year, toy collectors gather at conventions like this to try and establish some form of connection and to find nostalgia. I'm Chance Sadler at Second Chance Toys, and we're in Duluth, Georgia at the Joelanta 2025 Toy Convention. Please come with us on a wonderful journey to find beautiful items that fit in toy collectors' hearts and homes.
I'm Kelly. I guess I would be the guy that is in charge of most of the chaos back here with backstock. My main thing is keeping track of everything, organizing. New collections come in, I'll go through, figure out what is in that, blend it with what we have to complete things. It's very organized chaos back here where I am at, as you can see. Because we get collections in and they are not curated sometimes. They're just in a box and just random stuff everywhere. And I have to go through and I'll identify everything, separate everything out, and see what we can do with it.
You guys have the Gray Skull boxes and the Snake Mountain box.
We have a very big show here in Atlanta coming this week, and it's called Joelanta. It once upon a time was a Joe-centric show. It is not that anymore, even though the name states it. There is a lot of pop culture, sci-fi, action figures, and Transformers, you name it, it's at this show. We do about 6 a year. It takes the whole team to prep. Everybody's included. We got to run the show and run the store at the same time, so we have several employees that we bring in, part-timers that we bring in for those weekends, and old familiar faces that have offered to help us when we're out of town. We take about a week prior to the show to prep, and that requires all hands on deck, maybe the Monday prior to the show to pack everything up and get us going as far as it goes. Logistically, I have a checklist. Kelly and Chance have a checklist. We go over it 2 or 3 times. Mine is showcases, setup, grid wall, shelving, all of that. I have to get that in the trailer before we can load any product. While I'm doing that, the rest of the guys are in the store packing up.
Hey guys, Elijah here back at Second Chance Toys over at Joelanta 2025 in Duluth, Georgia.
Yo!
That's Pop, by the way. Yeah. So, some people are probably questioning, who is this guy? Well, for those that do know me, I've been working with Second Chance Toys, and I've been with the Second Chance family for how many years now? 4 years. So, my claim to fame is usually I'm the first employee that they really had. I was mostly just helping out Chance whenever I was after work, when I was working at Publix, I think. Eventually, Pops and Chance kind of went to me and they were like, hey, how do you feel about actually working here for the actual for reals? And I was like, yeah, dude, sign me up, bro.
Well, unfortunately, it's not a incredibly smooth process, because when we're packing, we have an idea in mind for the booth layout, but you never know if we're gonna have more shelf stuff or more peg stuff. In this case, we have a lot more shelf stuff than we usually bring. So as I'm going through, I'm having to move everything around accordingly, depending on what's pulled out of boxes. But when we're packing up, we typically try to keep everything alike together, so all the turtle stuff together, all the Ghostbuster stuff together, etc. But it doesn't necessarily work out perfectly. It's not an exact science. So everything has to shift and rotate as we're pulling stuff out of boxes, which is currently what I'm doing now. So I've had like 3 shelves completely made up, and I've had to work around them and move stuff around as we continue to bring more stuff into the fold. So that's currently what we're working on. It's a risk for product. Obviously in travel, things can get damaged or broken. It's a risk financially because we have to pay to set up here. So if we don't make a certain amount, then technically the show was a financial failure. However, I will say that with the financial woes that typically one might go through, we're fortunate enough to where we have not. For the most part, there's been a couple shows where we didn't do so well, but they were startups and whatnot. There's a few things here and there that could potentially hurt the business. However, every show we go to, no matter what's made, we always have a great time. It's always fun. We get to see everybody, hang out with friends that we don't see except for at toy shows every year. I'll give a shout out to Seth, Sasquatch Toys or Steel City Toys. Go shout out to Todd Henderson, Destro's Toy Den, Ryan Benavia, Toy Federation, which I'm sure all of you guys probably know. We never travel out to any of their respective homes or stores or whatever. So it's cool to see everybody at the shows. It's cool to hang out. It's cool to have fun, and we all enjoy it while we're here. All right, so right across from us is the guys at Toy Department. Very large, very professional store up in Ohio. Ran by a gentleman, his name's Chris. Super nice guy. He's on the phone right now, so I'm not gonna bother him. But I will be swinging through here at some point today for sure to check out his stuff, but I don't wanna bother him in the process of him putting everything out. But I can tell from what I can see that he's probably gonna have some stuff for me. He had some stuff for me at Joelanta back in March, so I think one of the coolest things about a toy show is pretty much what everybody else would say. You really never know what you're gonna find. Most people decide to bring their best stuff to any event like this. So you got stores from all over the country, and even in some cases, some people from out of country that will come in and set up a booth. This one right here is Retroville. This is our buddy Martin. For those of you that don't know Martin, he runs the Retroville Swap in Powder Springs the first Saturday of every other month. So I believe the next one's going to be this next Saturday. If you happen to be in the area or within an hour radius, it's cool. Nice little spot outside of Treasure Hunt Antique Mall. And there's typically about 40 to 60 vendors that set up. So if you happen to be free on a Saturday morning, that would be a cool thing for you guys to do. Of course, what I'm on the lookout for is stuff like Crystar, Black Star, maybe a couple things from Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, the LJN line. I only need a couple for that. My Sectars are done, my Visionaries are done, my Superpowers are done. It's not a whole lot that I'm really needing. It would be cool to get a lot of really good looking Silverhawks, but those are far and few between. That's just not a common occurrence. I think this booth right here is probably gonna be our friends Danielle and Jeff. Oh, this would be cool. This is something that our buddy Daniel absolutely adores, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. That's a really cool line. Hey Miles, how's it going, man? Doing well.
Matt Vintage Toys.
Located in Athens, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Heck yeah. We're not gonna bother you while you're setting stuff up. What up, Seth?
What's up, baby? How you doing?
Doing well, man.
Good.
It's our buddy Seth from Homewood, Alabama. Sasquatch. Sasquatch Toys, Steel City Toys. Always has some killer stuff, man. Well, I gotta shout both of them out. I don't know which one you're using for everything.
Sasquatch.
Is it Sasquatch?
It's Sasquatch.
Okay, Sasquatch. Officially Sasquatch Toys.
Sasquatch.
All right, Seth Cosby, officially Sasquatch Toys. Seth Squatch. Jesus. This is our buddy Todd Henderson, Destro's Toy Den. At Joe Fest, we got a couple pretty nice pieces from him for the store. One of which we have in our booth currently. We were able to pair it up with a box. It's Vehicle Voltron. So yeah, Todd's a cool guy. If you ever go to any toy shows in the Southeast, you'll probably see him there. Chris and Jason. Oh, nice. First vision. First beta ray. This would be Otherworld by Arco. This is one of the items that I do need.
That's a line that me and his dad got him into 2 years ago. We forced it onto him.
Usually I'm really picky about having stuff in really nice condition, but for these toys, you'll never get them there unless you buy them brand new, and that would be ridiculous cost-wise. So I might need to inquire about that. Would like to know, this would be our friends Chris and Jason's booth. Chris is over on this side, Blue Ridge Comics and Toys. Jason would be over here. We met them about 3 years ago at a show, and they've been super gracious to us. Might have been 4 years ago now. They've been really nice to us since. So yeah, it was 4 years ago.
They've actually been really helpful on teaching us the ways of shows when we first started.
So Chris, we have heard that you have a brick and mortar store.
Yes, sir.
Would you please tell us about it?
All right. Yeah, opened up a year ago, Labor Day.
Cool.
In Marion, Virginia, beautiful Marion, Virginia, Southwest Virginia, about an hour north of Bristol. Have you heard of Bristol?
Yeah.
There. Nice little store, vintage toys, comics, records, video games.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And you have a logo, Blue Ridge Comics and Toys.
We do. I have a sign somewhere, but it's in the car. We're not brought it out yet.
Cool. Well, I believe we met you about 4 years ago at Joelanta.
Yep.
You were set up with one of your best buddies, Jason.
Yes. Yep.
And you guys set up at every show together.
Yep.
Usually split a booth half and half, which is pretty cool. If you don't mind telling us, how did you get started in it?
Shoot, I guess I started in selling comics in elementary school to high school, throughout, trading and selling comics. And then I did toy shows, comic shows for a while, doing that on the side. And then branched out for toys because I had toys. Started selling those, and next thing I knew, we're doing them all the time. And that was been, 10 years ago we started strong.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And you've been doing this for quite a few years. Toys, at least like 15, 20 years.
Yep.
And a year ago, you finally got to open that brick and mortar.
I did. I left the world behind.
Was that something that you had thought about prior?
Yeah, that's always been my dream, what I always wanted to do. I didn't want to work for a living. I wanted to do this for a living.
Yeah.
Who wants to work every day?
I lucked out.
Yeah.
My dad's been doing this.
Never struck a lick, have you?
I mean, I worked at Public, if that counts. I really did luck out. I mean, my dad's been doing this since I was born.
Okay.
So for 13 years prior to the 4.5 that we've been open now, he had a store in Jacksonville, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So when I graduated my last time, he asked me what I wanted to do. I told him that I'd like to have a toy store.
Yep.
Asked if I wanted to do it with him, and I really didn't want to do it with anybody else.
Yeah.
And I didn't think about starting it by myself. So I like hearing other people's stories and how it comes about, because it works differently for everybody.
Yeah.
And there's so many people that love this stuff, and there's so many people that love what we do and how we help our communities and finding enjoyment and the items that they get to take home.
Yeah. Like I live in a little hillbilly part of town, so in the middle of, up on the mountains. And so folks don't see this stuff all the time. And so they love to come into the store and just to see the stuff.
They probably come in and it's nostalgic and sentimental.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's why a lot of people come to see us, which is cool. I mean, we get people that walk in every day, have never bought a thing. They've been coming in for 4 years, never spent any money, and we don't even care. Like it's not about that for us. It's about spreading the love and the enjoyment of what we do, and I don't know, man. It's just it's special.
If I wanted to make all the money, I'd have kept my old job.
It's special. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. So, guys, please, if you're ever up in Marion, Virginia, or in Virginia at all, please stop at Blue Ridge Comics and Toys. Come see our buddy Chris. If you're ever at toy shows and Chris is set up, his friend Jason Dietz is probably there with him. So yeah, thanks, Chris.
Thank you,
appreciate
brother.
it, buddy. Yep. Which is your schizo?
I'll do 40 on it for you.
I'll do that. That's fine. That'll work. So what I'm doing right now is looking at checklists on my phone. Complete Terror tank from Wheeled Warriors. That is something that I need. This is our buddy Richard's booth. He's always got some cool stuff. Kelly bought a mobile command center from him at Joelanta a couple years ago. He's cool. I saw the Doc Terror back there in the box.
I've got some weird stuff this year.
Weird stuff is good stuff.
Yes. Gladiator stuff, like weird stuff. Come back by when I have it set up.
Yeah, man.
I don't think I have a bag big enough. There you go, man. Thank you.
So for us, these shows are more about connecting with people and having some form of connection with the individuals that come to these events. So the people that come to these shows, they either remember us from the toy store or vice versa. They come here and they meet us and they communicate with us and talk to us at our booth or just around the show in general. And then they'll come to Second Chance Toys and they'll go, oh, I saw you at Joelanta, or I saw you at Toylanta or Retro Toy Con or any of these shows that we've set up at. And these shows for us are really about building relationships and having long-standing connections with the individuals that love and cherish the same kind of properties and items that we do. It's really cool to see people walk into the booth and have their faces instantly light up. I think that that's probably one of the best parts about the show is when somebody walks in. For example, Chris at Toy Department came into our booth and he saw an item that, you know, he really needed for his personal collection. And it's cool when you got somebody that's as prominent as his store is that walks into your booth and sees something that he's never run across. And it's not just people like Chris, it's everybody in the community. You know, they'll come in, they'll walk into the booth and they'll see something in a case that completes everything for them, either a collection or they're completing some kind of nostalgia trip that they're going on. And for us, that's really meaningful. And it can be pretty emotional at times, which a lot of people don't realize is part of what we do. And it's really part of what we all do. You know, these items aren't just money. Money is the last thing that we're thinking about in terms of how we spread joy and love and commitment to people's sentimentality.
And for me, it's the preservation of history. Something that was fond in somebody's heart or mind, and memories that they come across that haven't been across, you know, in 35, 40 years or what have it. You know, for them to see that and have a flood of emotions and the elation that they have in their eyes and in their heart, that means a lot to me. And that's pretty much why I got into the industry, is that you know, I was selling antiques and watches and jewelry and so forth at a flea market, and I started selling some toys and really saw the change that I made in somebody's day, and that it affected me deeply. So that's what I really like is the connection to a time less burdensome and more fond in the heart and minds of the collector.
We also typically have somebody come to these shows that has been a former employee or doesn't get out of the store much. So people outside of our physical location might not recognize them, or maybe they do recognize them. You know, in Elijah's case, he lived with us for over 2 years. He worked at the store for 2.5, 3, and people love seeing him. He's jovial, he's happy, he's kind. And, you know, when he comes to help us out at these shows, because he lives 3.5 hours away, people really get the sense that Second Chance Toys is a family. It's somewhere where you can come in, hang out, get to know us, laugh, have a great time. And just because you have left prior, like in Elijah's case, he's always welcome back. You know, if he ever ends up coming to Atlanta for whatever reason, he's more than welcome to work at the store while he's there. Whenever he comes up to a toy show, he's more than welcome to work with us at the toy show. You know, we get him a vendor badge and we pay for his way in, and he helps us out. He has a great time and people love seeing him. I guess to close things out, I'd probably like to let everybody know that because of a deal we made with Chris at Toy Department, we got some pretty cool stuff coming to the store. So thank you to Chris. We appreciate that, man. And we hope you really enjoy the special item that you got. So. If you like what you saw, guys, please support us. Please comment, like, subscribe on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. We've been told many times that it's almost like a museum where you can buy things. That's one of the most wonderful compliments that we've received. Please come out, relive a childhood, or create a new one here at Second Chance Toys.